Live look over toward New York City. This is the top of the rock. You see that snow drifting by. I forget the elevation of the top of the rock. I think it's around the 63rd floor or so. Floor is about 10 feet, so could have a few hundred feet with elevation. Boy, average high is 55 degrees. Dr. Greg Postel, it is not 55 degrees in New York today.
No, it is right around freezing. And that, could pose some icing problems perhaps later on tonight. They may lose a degree or two in the temperature. Certainly, maybe not downtown, but some of the surrounding areas might fall right to or just below freezing. So that is not good for icing potential there.
So what are we seeing with the structure of this storm? Really, I mean, this is something we would see in January. It's just come a couple months early.
Yes, it's a very strong storm. There's no doubt about that. Make no mistake. In fact, the center of the circulation, you actually see it swirling around. It's right about there. It's moving now fairly quickly off to the northeast. So I don't expect the conditions in the northeast to last much more than another, say, 4 to 8 hours or so like that. By tomorrow morning, things will be winding down, certainly in New Jersey. But complicated scenario, what's going on? We have a lot of warm air that's being thrown up around this storm and then back into interior parts of the northeast. A lot of humid air as well. Notice the thunderstorms are flaring up right out here earlier in the sequence. They're big thunderstorms out that way. What's happening is that warm air is all along this trajectory. It is rising, and by the time it gets to the east coast here, it is cooled enough and has condensed out all the water vapor in it, and so it's producing some snow. And there is just enough cool air that has filtered in from the north, in particular some dry air. So when it's precipitating, these clouds are precipitating out the dry air in place that is cooling the column just to the freezing point. So, in some ways it's good that it's not much below freezing, but in some ways it's bad because it has produced, in some cases, several inches of snow in a place where they're dealing with the cleanup from Sandy.
It's just I can't. I've never seen a live picture like Mike Seidel's. They're on the beach, the dunes that they just rebuilt over the last 2 days, and then snow on top. It's just like Kentucky back earlier this spring.
Yeah, and this is part of the reason why this storm has been named, because it is occurring over the very same areas that were devastated by Sandy. So the societal impact of this particular storm has been greatly enhanced by what had happened just within the last few days.
Now we look at these temperatures. We're at 27 in Worcester, 30 in Hartford, 20s outside the city here. But the snow seems to be slackening off a little bit.
I think so. As the system pulls away, the center again is out here. It's going to continue to move off to the northeast, and all that warm air that I was drawing before that is being thrown up on the back side of it, that's going to be moving away as well. So the whole mechanism for producing all of this precipitation out here will be running away from the northeast coast, I think, in the next 4 to 8 hours. So it's not going to last a whole lot longer, but here's the official forecast for the snowfall totals. Look, we still have 6 inches plus forecast. Now this is for the total for the event. Across portions of western Connecticut and eastern New York State.
Now, how about the wind side of this? Power outages, a huge concern. It looks like maybe we missed the worst of it in New Jersey, but coastal New England still seeing some big gusts.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I was just looking at some of the observations along coastal Massachusetts, Rhode Island. 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts were common, and so it was a very windy day, although not so windy as you said across eastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey. Very, very windy on coastal New England right there. So this is what we expect with the future forecast. Our radar here, RPM model, shows things winding down in New Jersey. There's the timestamp. Probably in the next 4 to 6 hours in New Jersey, then continuing on a little bit in eastern New England. I wouldn't be surprised as the precipitation lightens up a little bit to end maybe some period of drizzle or some freezing drizzle depending on your temperature, so be careful of perhaps some ice on the roads.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We were saying earlier how much salt or sand that they put down the roads for this storm, so be very careful out there. Kyla, back to you.
All right, let's check out some of these snow totals, guys. Take a look at this. Clintonville, Connecticut, 6.8 inches. That is just north of New Haven. And if we head down here a little bit further here, we can take a look at New Haven. They're at 5 inches right now. And heading a little bit more down there, we take at Stratford, Connecticut, 3.5 inches. So a lot of people getting a lot of snow right now in Connecticut. And I tell you, as they say, the hits just keep on coming. Stay with us. And remember, you can get updates from the Weather Channel.